Yes, I don't know if it's working this time. I hope it is. But I don't know about if it's going to get flagged or not because I'm basically not like watching, but listening in the background for any corruption on tapes that were transferred. So while I do that, I might as well start cleaning this up. It's not going to be as long as last time, just until the end of the tape, hopefully, which is figure about like two and a three-quarter hours. Because I'm going through Starcade 98 right now. So hopefully I'll complete 98 for me for WCW. So while that's going, I figured clean up this property, get us close to that 40-star mark. Because you can see we almost got the money for it. We just need the stars. Which why I basically say if you play it smart and skip the urban, which the urban really doesn't do anything, it's only slightly better. Then by the time you earn those 40 stars, you'll have plenty of money to pick up the 3,000. Yeah, that bush is trying, like, it's hard to just keep shooting up with that. I mean, it's a little hard to do this property, but not as hard to do as that playground was. Oh, wow, okay. Whatever. I guess that works. Still had some on the driveway to go, but hey, if they want to credit me for it, fuck it. The only thing that gets rid of these marks with the 1500 is this. I think there was another part of it where another property with those similar marks, and the 3000 just took it right off. So you don't need to use soap with that. Just do the garage door, and when you get to that symbol, just use your red sprayer or your turbo nozzle. Yeah, I'm up a little late because I fell asleep during the home run derby. And, well, once you fall asleep, it's kind of hard to go back to sleep for a bit. That's what happens with someone like me. I sleep for a little bit, I get up, I stay up for a little bit, and I don't like go to sleep for the night so much as I take little naps throughout the day. Sometimes. With that shadow, you got to use the button to figure out how much dirt I got left. Projects like that, I try to focus on one major thing at a time. I spent most of the day today working on gameplay videos. Anything to distract me from current world events. Because it's getting really bad. Especially when people are just up and quitting, it's even worse. I never seen a bunch of quitters so much in my life, man. But that's how a lot of these people are, man. When it comes to, I'm trying to say it in a more positive way. Not like a positive way, but there's words in it that I really shouldn't use as a white person. That because I learned the phrase from one of my friends who was allowed to say that word. Basically, when it comes, everybody wants to be a gangster until it comes time to do gangster shit. You know, I think that's the best way I could put it without using the words he used. Everybody want to be a gangster until it comes to do gangster shit. And you really not just like, you don't really just see a political divide anymore. Now you see like status divide, where you got a lot of people. Oh, I'm gonna leave. I mean, yeah, there's people with Bush too, but even more so now, and it's just, it just makes me pissed. It's like, okay, so you're just gonna up and quit. You're gonna literally just up and leave. So that tells me they had no intention of fighting anybody in the first place. And people like that is also how we got to this point. Especially these are some of the same people that love to talk about how Pride was a riot. Oh, the original Pride was a riot. Haha. I'm like, yeah, and there might be times coming where we're gonna have to start doing shit like that again. I hope not. But especially being in a now, admittedly, I'm in what's called a purple state, where a lot of our state, I mean, we're considered a blue state, but if it wasn't for the big cities, we'd be a red state. Like, unless you live where I live, unless you live in like Newark and Elizabeth and Jersey City and Camden and all those bigger cities, Like if you go down, say, Woodbridge, if you go down to, say, places like Woodbridge or Rawway or, you know, richer cities like Cranberry and Somerville, it's mostly like it's Republican driven. Like literally, it's always been like that. Literally, get off of Woodbridge Station, and you can see all these pro-Republican stickers going all the way back to, like, you know, the Bush campaign. But even then, you know, I'm a little bit safer than most. Not completely, but still, it's like, dude, you gotta fight. And I keep telling people also, especially when all these Democrats always skip Jersey, because they always figure it's a lock. And finally, I guess people started to see that I was right once that election with Murphy happened, because Murphy came this close to losing that election. He came damn close to losing that election. And I guess it was a wake-up call for some people, because they're like, wow, I didn't know it was that bad over there. I'm like, I've been telling you. You just never listen. And that's the problem. That's another problem. Nobody listens. You know what I'm saying? Nobody listens. Because they figure everything's set in stone and then nothing can happen, and that's privilege talking. It's like that scene in The Matrix, ignorance is bliss. I was cutting a promo. It's sad how they reduced Eddie Guerrero to that in WCW. But yeah, I mean, people love to forget about people like us. And you know what's the sad part? The really sad part? Some people, I'm not saying me. I would never say me. Because in this race, I don't personally give a piss. But because I know we're fucked either way. But there's a lot of people who are going to vote for Trump. Not because of that quote unquote assassin, but because they felt like they've been lied and cheated and used and not listened to. And it's going to happen. You'll watch. I don't know if he's going to win. I hope he doesn't. I mean, I see it happening. I've been preparing for a moment like this for a long time. You know, that's why, you know, not like, I don't want to say heartless, that's not the word, but I've never been heartless. I guess turned off, you know, my emotions to all this shit. Like an alright, time to go to work. Especially when you figure, you know, I live in the same city that Marsha Johnson grew up in. You know? I can't just, even if it's just for myself, I can't just quit. Because I don't have even if I had the option to, I wouldn't want to. But I don't have an option to quit. You know who picks up and leaves? Cowards. You don't want to be a coward. We can't be cowards. And besides all that, I can at least say that, hey, I tried. Whereas a lot of people can't even say that. They'll take credit. They'll take the credit. Oh yeah, they'll take the credit, but you know, when things get better, and they will. Things will get better, I promise you. We've always been resilient. I mean, America's never been the greatest nation in the world, ever. But we've always been resilient, and we will overcome this. These dark times we're in, we will overcome it eventually. We will. It's always darkest before the dawn. But the only people that should be celebrating are the people that stuck it out. Not all the quitters that decided to leave. Because then they'll celebrate it. Yay, it's over. We did it. And it's like, no, don't you celebrate. Because I remember you wanted to quit. Like, people did that shit when Obama got elected. I still remember that. Some of these people that left for Canada after Bush won in 2004. And believe me, John Kerry was a hell of a worse candidate than Biden was. Believe that shit. Because even with dementia or whatever that Joe may have, I'll give him all the respect. He at least can come up with some cognitive thoughts. All John Kerry literally had was, I was a war hero. You know, that's all Kerry had. And people, you had these richer assholes decide to move to Canada and move to another country. They gave up. Excuse me. Excuse me. Damn. Oh, but they came back when Obama won. They did. They celebrated. It's like, what the fuck are you celebrating for? You left. You didn't stay and fight. You stayed somewhere else. No, my nose. And especially when there's such a divide, by the way. Giving up on your country, that's something I can't take, especially as a granddaughter of a proud World War II veteran. My grandfather was proud to have served. To the point when he died, I made sure he had a military funeral. He didn't even think about it, and I still got him one. With the flag, with the 10-gun salute and all that stuff. Because he was so proud of his time. He would always tell stories about, I wish I would have recorded some of them. But, you know, I never thought about it, and his cognitive decline was in full. But that's one of the last things that he really kept up before he passed. This is probably one of the times where I'm gonna need soap, but I'm still just gonna clean up as much as I can before it. Because you don't want to use too much soap. Let me try something. See if the turbo nozzle will work. I mean, it should. I don't know. I'm just disgusted with everybody. A lot of people. Don't get it twisted. I'm still gonna do my shit. But I'm just disappointed in a lot of y'all. I really am. Let me see if I can use green for this one. So basically, for this one, I'm gonna have to use. I'm gonna have to use a little bit of soap, but I rather take as much as I can off with the standard blaster, so I could use less soap. Some stuff here too. Because you always, always, always have to check the underneath. By the way, that's another reason why I don't believe in a lot of these boycotts either. To be honest with you, because these people will be the first to want to try to boycott stuff. I mean, like for example, you know, McDonald's giving food to Israeli soldiers. That's fucked up. Yes. Microsoft supposedly shutting off access for people who call to their services for people who call Gaza. That's fucked up. Yes. But at the same time, when push really comes to shove, when you really should be putting your energy into something, it's like, oh, we shouldn't do that, or I want to give up. I'm like, okay, so it's okay for you to want to boycott. Meanwhile, a lot of us can't do that because we have no choice. I mean, the main reason I have Xbox is because, you know, as a low-income person, as a fixed-income person, you know, for $20 I could have all these games, and I don't have to pay $70 a game. It saves me money and allows me to play stuff on a budget. Meanwhile, I mean, you got money. It's perfectly okay for you to do whatever you want to do. A lot of us don't have a choice. We got to work with what we got. And for computers, believe me, if I could use an Apple product if I could use an Apple product, I would. But even Apple's not complicit. Apple's not innocent either. People got to realize, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter what you do, you're always going to have to deal with shit like that. Always. Everybody has blood on their hands somehow. Because we're gonna definitely have that couple $100. Everybody's acting like there's morals in capitalism these days. There's none. Everybody's complicit. There we go. So that's done. I mean, yeah, boycotting really does. It's not 1955. Boycotting really doesn't do anything anymore. You can call attention to it. But with prices as high as they are these days, it's not going to work. And doing that also, and shaming somebody, you don't know somebody's situation. I need a fucking Windows computer to work. If I didn't have Windows, a lot of the programs I use, it only runs on Windows. A lot of the money that I put into programs over the years, Windows. I'm not talking about Microsoft, I'm talking about more smaller companies. Like to be able to rip DVDs and Blu-rays, to be able to download YouTube clips and stuff like that to make my videos. Hell, to be able to edit my videos. I use Power Director. I've been trained on that since 2005. Windows. People seem to forget that. Sometimes you got to use what you got available to you. People just, forget that too. And that's another reason why you're driving people into situations like people are being driven into. Because I can understand where you're coming from. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. But a lot of people aren't going to be as understanding as I am. Because if you can, God bless you, but a lot of us can't. It seems like no matter how many times I try to make my videos, make my streams a place where people could just forget about life and just relax, it has a way of creeping up. And it sucks, you know? All I know is I'm going to be on the right side of history. And that counts for something. Control the things you can control. That's what I'm saying. There's always something you can do. If you can do something, do it. If you can't, whatever. Just don't give up. Don't pack it in. Because honestly, a lot of what I've said over the years, I've been proven right. Whether you liked it or not. Because you can't be too mad at the MAGA crowd because they're assholes. They're gonna be. We expect that. I'm more mad at y'all, at some of y'all, because you guys should know better. A lot of those people, a lot of those Trump's people, they don't know better. They're brainwashed. They're in a cult. You have a brain on your shoulders. You should know better. I'm trying to see if I can. I'm really trying to at least have some of this damn shit where I don't have to preach and worry about shit, you know? Rather conserve my strength for when I actually need it. No, I don't think he said darn it. I think he said something completely different. I think he said something along the lines of, you know, shit. He said shit. I keep going back to look at the video every now and again. Because it's from a person a person's helping me out with it that I trust, and they've always done good work. It's, you know, when you download it from Google Drive, that's the problem. It's more like when you download from Google Drive. That's the problem, because sometimes Google Drive, especially for like large files, because I got to deal with that shit when I upload my iPhone, because I shoot a lot of my videos on iPhone 14. So a lot of times when I have to transfer them to my computer, when I have to upload them a lot of times when I have to download them to the computer to edit them, I have to use Google Drive, and Google Drive sometimes for larger video files corrupts it. I don't know why. It just does. So that's why I try to watch these files before I wind up having to upload them. I still think it's fucked up, by the way, tomorrow, about the All-Star game. Clay Holmes, literally the worst. I know he was tied on Sunday. I'm sure he broke the I'm sure he broke it by now. But he was tied for the most blown saves in the American League this year. And after Sunday's performance, I'm sure that he broke that. And the fans didn't. Apparently, on the All-Star game, the commissioner can select players as well. The fans don't select everybody. And Clay Holmes was one of those commissioner picks. Which is ridiculous. Say, how is a guy who has the most blown saves in the American League considered an all-star? Like, how? In what universe? And I'll tell people, all these people that follow baseball, because I know that a lot of them hate the Yankees. Some of that comes from jealousy because of all the titles we got. And I always tell people, I'm like, I don't know why you're jealous, because it's 27 championships out of over 100 years of the World Series. Out of 1903, I think, was the first one. So out of 100, you figure 121 years. Well, that's right, it hasn't happened yet. I figure 120 years of the World Series. 34 titles. 27 titles, excuse me. Y'all are really jealous about that when there's at least over 70, 80 years where the Yankees didn't win championships? And on top of that, we haven't won a World Series title since 2009. We haven't even been to the World Series since 2009. There's teenagers and shit growing up that never seen the Yankees in the World Series. So I don't know what everybody's complaining about. That's what I don't understand. But anyway, my point is, as much as you hate Clay Holmes, trust me, we hate him a lot more than you guys do. I promise you that. Whatever hatred you have for Clay Holmes, we hate him even more. We hate him a lot more than you guys do. Because we have to put up with him every day. We gotta deal with Clay Holmes' ass every day. So believe me when I tell you we hate him a lot more than you do. Oh, wow, I can smell the alcohol in his breath through the TV. Who'd have thunk it? Sheesh. You've had a few? No, that's putting it mildly. I think it's around the time they started doing the last call halt bullshit. And he's turned Starcade into a gigantic AA meeting. That's what I really want to do too. Do like commentary like on fucking like older like these wrestling shows. And it's like times like this, you could like if you're a wrestling fan and you also watch South Park on occasion, you can see where they got the idea for that WTF episode. Because this is every time I see shit like this, it reminds me of that South Park episode now, where it's like a long, drawn out speech where they don't shut the fuck up. As I use this is only a little tiny bit. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. And that's Jesus Christ, Joe. Close enough. Close enough. Ha! Oh, that's a good one. I think he got fired by 1999. I think this was after Bam Bam was in ECW. That really should have been a pay-per-view match. Goldberg and Bam Bam. Yeah, I know. I gotta probably use a ladder to climb that. Because you don't get the extra long extension until you wind up cleaning the mayor's house. So they consider the roof part of the porch. They don't have it as porch roof. Okay. And of course the portal's fucking up again. I don't know why, like, I'm on a gigabit connection. Gigabit connection. My PlayStation 5 is wired. They're almost at 50%. There you go. Okay, where? Yep, I'd say that. And of course, at that time, promoters didn't know what to do with someone like that. Just give my finger rest real quick. So I don't think the place the DualShock, DualSense is really meant for a game like this because that bump really especially how you have to hold the controller. The bump really digs into your hand. By the way, you notice for WCW how many times they ripped off people's theme, like people's music? I don't know if you can hear it. What does that remind you of? You got another thing coming. Judas Priest. And of course, you had Raven, where they tried to rip off "Come As You Are." Yeah, fucking DDP where they tried to rip off Smells Like Teen Spirit. I'm surprised these motherfuckers never tried to sue Turner. This was that reunion. That's what led to that match, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really familiar with around this time at WCW because I was bouncing back and forth. This is around the time I started bouncing back and forth between different placements. So I didn't really get a chance to like keep up or watch. A lot of times I only knew what was going on by reading the magazines. Hold on. Damn it. Come on, what the fuck? There we go. Portal's messing up. See if I can get up here. Yeah. Let's see if I can use the green here somewhere. See, so we have enough for the new for the 3000. It's just that they lock it behind stars. So we'd have to beat this level at another level, and then we get it.